So, hi everyone, I have returned from the dead to bring you another lovely video. This time I'm going to do a marker challenge, the 3 marker challenge. I've already prepared a sketch right here. I haven't done the line art yet. So yes, here, these are all the copics I have, and I'll be choosing 3 colors from this box. So I'm just gonna close my eyes and pick 3 colors.
This one. Okay, what did I get?
Okay, so I have E29 Burnt Umber, E71 Champagne, YR02 Light Orange. It's actually a pretty good color choice with 2 browns. I'm just gonna swatch these colors. That is what we will be working with, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do the line art and then I'll get to coloring. Hi, hello, editing me here. From now on you're going to see a Huion logo in the top of the screen. Just ignore that, this is not an ad, it just happens to be the lightbox that I use. Okay. As you can see, I have returned with the line art. I wanted to try something different and I used a pencil, and now I'm going to get onto coloring. So, like I said before, I did the sketch beforehand. Some people do it differently and they pick the colors first and then do the sketch, but this time I decided to do the sketch first and then pick the colors. I got lucky that I picked a brown that I can use as a skin tone, but let's just see how it goes. Okay, so I'm just gonna start with coloring the skin. I'm kind of nervous since I haven't used my copics in a long time as well. I'm always nervous to use them because I only have a few and I don't want to not waste them, but I don't know, I feel like I have to use them for professional stuff, even though I'm not a professional. What am I saying? I don't know, it's just because they're so expensive. Let's see if I can use this color to add blush. I don't think I like the pencil line art after all. Now, I did a kind of transparent clothes for her, and I'm deciding if I should color it orange first and then go over. The color is so dark. Now, some people use the tip to tip method where basically you touch the tips of the markers together and then you can basically, it's like those chameleon markers that makes a gradient from one color to the next color. But honestly, I'm kind of scared of doing that to my markers and I don't really want to do that. So I guess it's gonna be just like this. The paper I'm using is marker paper, yes. In contrast to my old video, I did go out and buy some marker paper. Mostly because I was planning on buying new markers, but I still haven't decided which ones I want to buy. So if you have any recommendations for budget markers, leave them in the comments below. So they've got a basic layer, and now I have to decide how I'm gonna do the rest. So I'm gonna go in with the orange, and I guess to see how it turns out. Now I did draw I don't know why I decided to draw this actually. I don't think it started off in like lingerie, but it just kind of somehow turned out like that. I guess that's just how it is sometimes. I wonder what color I should do her eyes, if I should do them orange or brown. I can do a gradient. Do the scrunchies orange. I'll probably try and go and darken this with another layer. Darkened a bit. Right, so now I'm gonna do the hair a bit. So, what does everyone else think of Copic markers? Because everyone always says how great they are, and they are good. And they have so many colors that it's just kind of intimidating. It's kind of hard to pick what colors you want to use. Like if you have a lot of markers, how do you decide what color you want to use? Because there are just so many. Now, I only have a few. I have the 24 set, which I got as a present at some point quite a few years ago, and slowly but surely the ink on some of the colors is running out, as you would expect after, I want to say 6 years, 7 years, probably 6 years I think, even though I don't use them that much. But there is always like a few specific colors that you kind of gravitate to, and they end up running out, which is why I'm kind of reluctant on buying like cheap markers, because you can't refill them. Like, I really want to try like Ohuhu for example, since they have quite a big color range and are budget friendly. But no, I don't want to like waste money on colors I don't need, because usually in these big sets the colors you get are like really saturated, and they're kind of meant more for people who don't have that many colors already, people that are new to markers, so that they can build up their collection. Build up on colors they need. Like obviously you need a certain amount of quite saturated colors, because you're not just going to be coloring in pastels all the time. Well, I guess it depends on what colors you like to use. Like for example, if I buy a set of colors, I usually will gravitate towards pastels because I just like to use them a lot. Yeah, also I really love this color, E71. I'm just going over some spots to try and darken them, because you can layer markers, alcohol markers. That's one of the good things. You don't necessarily need a lot of colors. Like obviously it's not like watercolor where you can just have your primaries and then you automatically have you can just mix all the colors you need. Like in markers you need a few transition shades and such, but you can still create really good art even with limited colors, which the 3 marker challenge really does also show. And I'm just gonna try and darken some areas, and I'm deciding if I should color here. I think I will, since it's supposed to be kind of see-through. Did I ruin it? I hope not. Also, I'm not too sure what this lighting is. I made some mistakes, but that's okay. You can just pretend it looks fine. This is just for fun. It doesn't need to be perfect. Okay, so I just had to go peel some potatoes for dinner just now, so I have no idea what I was talking about before. But picking up where I left off. Actually, I don't know where I left off. tip of my marker. I think I was going over these. I'm probably gonna go back in with fine liner and try and save this picture. Oh dear. Oh, I forgot on the body. I'm always nervous about ruining my drawing. I'm afraid to put down the color or put down the line. And in the end, when I finally done it, I think, what was I afraid of? That's so stupid. But it's weird. Instead of just doing it, make excuses. I am going to try and save this with a, whoopsie, Copic multi-liner. Let's see. Oh, I should have used brown. It's too late now. Does anyone else have the problem that when they are doing line art on marker paper with fine liners, that paper is so slippery? It was a bad idea, the eyebrow just now. Trying new things is good, and we shouldn't be afraid to try things out, even if it looks bad. And honestly, it usually doesn't even look that bad. It's just like a mental thing. Recently in art class at school, we had I guess midterms, I guess you could compare it to midterms. Basically in preparation of our final exams. And I chose the practical version of the exam, and basically we had to make a movie poster for the film Metropolis. It's so weird because obviously you have to explain why you are making certain decisions. In the beginning I was so confident, yes, I'm going to do this and this because of this and this reason. And in the end I just looked at my poster and was like, oh, this is so ugly. And I ended up using a lot of things that I usually don't work with, which wasn't the greatest idea. I probably should have just stuck to what I was comfortable with in that situation. It wasn't the smartest, is what I'm saying, but it turned out alright. I mean, I haven't got the results back yet. I tried. I ended up using acrylic paint, which I can never use. And I couldn't control it very well since I'm not very good with a paintbrush. But what can I do now? Except wait and hope for the best. Maybe it wasn't that bad after all. Oops, messed that up a bit. But it's okay. There are no mistakes, just happy accidents. Except in this case, it was a mistake. Oh no, just kidding. I don't know what is going on with this hand. It's kind of small and not very anatomically correct. But oh well. I guess she has spider hands. I wonder if I should try doing this again with other markers. I have some water-based markers that honestly I don't really like them, but I have them and I bought them, so I'm gonna use them obviously. The Copic colours are more toned down. The ones from these other markers that I have, I feel like all of them are saturated, which is one of the reasons I don't like them that much. But also because they react weirdly on the paper. I can't blend them properly. Because of that, I'm not taking this too seriously. This is not the greatest masterpiece in the existence of ever. Like I said before, this is just for fun and just trying new things out. You don't always have to strive to be the best. You can be happy with just doing things for fun. You don't have to be the best all the time. I haven't done traditional art in quite a while. Well, except for my art exam just recently. But I mean, like, for myself. Like, I feel like it's hard to start, but when you get into the flow, it's really nice. I feel like traditional art for me is just a lot more relaxing since I don't have this urge to make it perfect. Like, I mean, it depends what medium you're using, but like for what I'm doing right now, if I put down the line is there and I can't erase it. But in digital art, I can just press undo and voila, the line is gone and I can try again, which ironically just puts on more pressure because like I have the opportunity to make the line perfect, but sometimes it doesn't have to be perfect, and that's what gives it character. I wonder if anyone is even going to watch this. If you're still here, I don't know, type potato in the comments or drop a potato emoji or something like that, since you know I had to stop my art for the potatoes earlier. I really want to draw more of my OCs, or draw them at all really. Like, I have them all thought out in my mind, but I don't know, I'm also worried like that I can't portray them as I really want them to be. I finally like figured out some of the relationships I wanted them to have, because like I had some characters in my mind but couldn't figure out like the character constellation and how they would all like work together and meet up, I guess, and interact. And I finally like solved some of those problems in my mind, so I felt like I could finally drill them up, but we'll see. So I finally finished the line art, so I'm just gonna add some highlights and call it a day. If I could find my white gel pen. It never works when I want it to. It was working perfectly the other day. There we go. Well, that is that. I will just go ahead and put the date, the 22nd of November. And sign it. And there we go. The completed 3 marker challenge with these 3 colors. I hope you like watching me draw and listening to me talk about random stuff. If you want to see more videos, like, subscribe, whatever if you want. And have a nice day. Bye bye.